Yeah, whatever. Alrighty.
All right.
And we're live. What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Redemption with Jaden. It is Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And we are here spending time with family. Not that this is unusual, Justin and I spending time together, considering we live together, but we'll be spending time with the rest of our family later today. But for now, we decided, since we got a little bit of time, let's play some Redemption. So this is a brand new setup as far as for live streaming. This isn't something that we've tried before, and we're doing it live. So bear with us with any technical issues or what have you as we go along here. But I think we've got things fairly set up well. I think part maybe an issue will be like the audio, just because we're using one microphone for both of us. So there might be a little more like background noise as far as having to have higher gain and all that kind of stuff. But we'll work on that in the future. Maybe get some lapel mics or something. But yeah, I still need to shuffle up because I was busy getting set up. But I guess we could start out with talking about the decks that we're playing. You want to kick us off?
I suppose. So I am playing the deck that I used for the most recent Lackey Grand Prix. It is actually a 57 card deck, and kind of a little bit of a control deck. Trying to just outvalue the opponent with card draw and things like that. So had some pretty good success with it. Did excuse me, pretty well in the Swiss rounds, and then got beat pretty good by Chad in the top cut. Draw just didn't line up against what he was playing, and yeah, didn't do as well. Now, actually, in our game, I made some pretty aggressive plays early on, and fortunately, it did not pay off. And yeah, ended up falling to Chad in the top cut semifinal. So.
Fair enough. Alright, so I am playing a deck that is brand new to me, and I guess probably to most people. It's the 40 Angels deck that Jeremy posted in the Discord just a couple days ago, and I was like, hey, this looks like a lot of fun. I wanted to build an Angel offense at some point, and I probably would have built it fairly differently than the way that Jeremy does, but because Jeremy has a lot more experience with Angels and that kind of offense than I do, I figured, we'll take his word for it. I do have one small difference that I made. I am using the new storehouse instead of the old one, which he posted that in, or he posted it with the old storehouse in it. But I was, just going through cards, and that one was more readily available, and then I was kind of like, well, it kind of makes sense to protect your discard pile if you're going to try to get Angels back and all that jazz. So that is the deck that I'll be playing. Just try to get out a bunch of Angels and go to town with the Chamber and making sure that they stick around. And the deck kind of brings in all the different Angel themes now. We just got some new Old Testament stuff with Roots. So we've got OT Angels, we got Gospel Angels, we got Revelation Angels, and Wilderness Defense. That's where the 40 comes from, with 40 years and that cool stuff. So as we begin, would you like to cut me there? I will give a little disclaimer that to make it more interesting from a video standpoint, we're going to take a little more time like explaining decisions and stuff, and we'll probably collaborate a little more in the sense of like hey, I've got these plays, and we'll talk about the plays as we're making them. I think that just makes it a little more interesting from a video standpoint when we're not in a tournament setting where we're being ultra competitive or anything. So with all that said, let's get things started here. Turn 1 Exiles, of course. Also, since we're live and we don't have a director or anything, hopefully you guys will be able to recognize the cards. We'll say the card names so that you guys can look them up, and lackey or card viewer or something like that. But we won't be reading all the abilities on the cards and all that. So, so yeah, I have an Exiles Lost Soul out here.
We roll dice.
Yep. 3. Beat that.
I will do my best. Oh, barely got there.
Just barely.
Alright, so I've got a Darkness Soul, a Dull Lost Soul, and a Harvest Lost Soul. And with my opening hand, I am actually going to choose to go second.
Second USA.
I will choose to go second.
Alright, well, I'm going to use a star ability in the Annunciation to take a peek at your hand.
Okay.
Alright, so Death of Firstborn, Deborah, the Lying Prophet, Righteous Judge, Philistine Armor Bearer, Scattered, Jeremiah, and Storehouse. They've got a Lying Prophet off the bat, or you could go to Herdsman. Lying Prophet gives you access to Scattered. Alright. Can see why maybe going second is the right option for you there. Although it's a little less advantageous when I get to see what you got. Any star abilities on your end?
No, I do not think I will use Jeremiah to negate all my Lost Souls.
I want to negate your darkness?
No.
Yeah.
So I will go ahead and activate my soul abilities. So Harvest will make a soul token.
Yep.
And Darkness, since I already have a way to the Herdsman turn 1 if I need it, I will get Priest of Zeus directly into play.
Yeah.
And try to keep Jaden from drawing. So basically he either has to, if he wants to draw, he has to deal with Priest of Zeus, but then if he does do that, then I've got a way to get Herdsman. So hopefully I'm either slowing him down or speeding myself up, one way or the other. And then going second, obviously I'll get the first draw to try and get a little bit ahead.
John asked if we're playing under the new rules. I know the present rule was fixed. What other new rules are there? I assume that's the one that came to mind since we saw Philistine Armor Bearer in Justin's hand, and Goliath is one of the main cards affected here. Yeah, I guess, not doing anything with my Exiles, I guess. Could have mentioned that, but... Alright, so, starting us off here... So Lion Prophet counts the good brigades in my hand, so I should try to limit those, or I suppose I could just put down Storehouse, get my hand protection on board. I do have to now be careful not to draw. I believe the right option here to put down Patmos. I'll search for a search deck or discard pile for a Revelation Angel. I think I will go for the strongest of angels here. Strong Angel, it's a good option. I mean, it's one of the 3 options in this build with the Revelation Angels. But since I know that Justin has Scattered in his hand, then Strong Angel will toss that. I might not actually use Strong Angel in this case, though. I think I will put Strong Angel down. I'll put down Servant Angel, get my hand a little bit lower, and then I will make a rescue with Magnifying Multitude. Choosing not to draw, but I'm negating evil cards with toughness 4 or greater.
It wouldn't happen to be a prophet, would they?
I don't believe so. Generic Nativity Hero.
12, 4 cards in hand. So in this case, Jaden knows I have scattered. I feel like against angels, my scattered is going to be more valuable later in the game.
Do you think angels like to party or something?
I think angels might be looking to party.
Targeting got a major overhaul. What John said.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. So I think these cards and set aside can now be targeted by default.
Oh, that's interesting.
Um, yeah, I think they're not in territory still. So something like Priest of Zeus. Well, I could be wrong about that. I don't know. Or is set aside now in territory, or is it just in play, sort of, or is it targeted the same as cards in play? It's not in play, but isn't it territory? That would be the question. But yeah, it definitely makes Chamber of Angels a little more vulnerable. Cards like Sheol, Gates of Hell. Yeah, REG update I think was like 2 days ago. The REG 9.0.0. So if you haven't checked that out, go to Land of Redemption and get the download for that. I guess brush up on targeting because that's new, and also the present changed a little bit as I mentioned before.
Alright, so back to this. I don't have a great block. I don't have any way to generate extra cards. The best I could probably hope for is making Jaden burn a negate. I blocked with Lying Prophet into Scattered. Not the worst play, but and if I did get a block, it'd be pretty good. But I just think the Scattered is going to be more valuable later. Obviously, I'll have to find a way to deal with the Strong Angel because the Scattered won't work against him. But I think I'm just going to surrender Harvest, generate a second token, and see if I can come up with a better block next turn when Jaden won't know exactly what I am working with.
I do have some legit Harvest tokens.
Well, fine. My Harvest tokens aren't good enough, apparently.
These are Majestic Heavens tokens. They're
whatever.
All right. So we'll indicate the score over here. We'll put the Land of Redemption there as well, but just to make it easier, these dice, hopefully they're visible enough for you guys on screen there. With that, I believe I'm going to pass the turn.
Draw for turn here. Alright, no star abilities, but we did have a pretty good draw there. We'll go ahead and plop down Confusion of Mind. And since Jaden's hand is protected, he is not able to discard to get rid of it.
I wouldn't even do it anyway, so it's fine.
Well,
I don't need my hero abilities.
I will get my storehouse down. And let's see, I think
to get some audience interaction here, you guys should all let me know one thing that you're thankful for in the live chat. That would, and it can be redemption related. You know, thankful for the new REG or other life related.
Alright, well, I am thankful that I have a Jeremiah to rescue with. I'm not able to look at your hand, but I will toss the next evil enhancement. And if you try to harm him, except capture, I may top deck him instead.
Alright, so your hand is protected. You have Priest of Zeus there, which triggers on any draw. It's not just alignment based or anything, so I have to be careful on my block here. I think I'm best off making you use something at the very least, so I'm going to go block with Wandering Israelites. I will choose not to draw one, but I will exchange with an Evil Wilderness Human from deck. And I will, I believe, just go for this fella here. Yeah, I've got a few options. Could do a little bit of banding. I know that he has Righteous Judge as one of his battle winners here, which only targets one evil character. Um, but I think the way to go is actually just going to be to go to Dathan. I can't go to reserve, otherwise he could take an OT Brown card from reserve, but he does prevent the next good card played in battle. He's a 9/8, so it is stalemate.
You have 3 left in hand.
That is correct. Yep.
Alright. My initiative, I'll use the Righteous Judge. Adding 4/1 to my numbers. I'm a 9/13. And give you initiative.
Alright, so my first enhancement here is going to be tossed. You know that one of the cards in my hand is the Enunciation still, so I really only have 2 potential options here, and really after realizing the character that I was going to, I should have played things a little bit differently, but I will, I think, toss this Destroying Bands for 4, so we'll decrease Jeremiah for 4. You could choose to top deck him instead, because that is harm.
I'll pass on that option.
Alright, fair enough. So that makes your numbers now 5/9.
Sure.
So I'm winning the battle outright.
Alright, play Death of Firstborn and attempt to discard Dathan.
Alright, yep. I suppose that was the other one that I saw there. Yep, I don't have any other options for that, so Dathan's going to be discarded. And you will get a token. The decrease on Jeremiah is permanent here. So you now have a 1/8 Jeremiah, which is kind of scary.
Pretty good for initiative, I'd say. Back. After that, I will go ahead and pass.
Alright. 3. Ooh, that hurts a little bit. Really. Yeah, it's not that bad. Alright, no star abilities. I will put down a shield or something. Nope. I should wait on my prep phase here. I should go to my upkeep. Storehouse trigger. Still have my hand on the card. Remember what Tyler says. Yeah, don't rush. So I could go for something defensive here. If I know that Justin drew Confusion of Mind, I believe was one of his 3 cards. I don't think that was in his opening hand. I don't think Storehouse was either, if I remember correctly. So there isn't too much he would have drawn for defense.
What he thinks.
That's what I think. There's still options there for sure. I think that, and Jeremiah is going to be a little bit annoying here. I think my best option is actually just to go to Madness. Because I don't have any other artifacts I wanted to activate, then I can go ahead and activate the Madness, reserve this card to reserve a hero, so I'm going to reserve Madness to reserve Jeremiah. Now I'll put down the shield. Officially in my prep phase now after the artifact activation. I think to get the benefit of shield, put down Rebellious Israelites. What I think I should have done last turn is I could have gone with Rebellious Israelites banded to Wandering Israelites, and then I would have had 2 characters in battle. I would have had Rebellious Israelites and Dathan, so it would have been more for Justin to have to deal with, especially because he had single target removal enhancements on both sides, or on both of his enhancements there. And then I think my best option here is going to be Go with the Magnifying Multitude once again, foregoing the draw and negating evil cards with toughness 3 or greater this time.
3 or greater, you say. You have 3 in hand.
3 in hand, because that's the X on Magnifying Multitude.
Well, except it's confusion of mind, so he's not. Oh, he's PvP. Right?
Yep, cannot be prevented.
Cannot be prevented. I'll take a quick peek at my reserve.
No confusion for the Magnifying Multitude. Unless you have actual confusion, I guess that would work.
Good. Toughness 3 or greater.
Yep. Looks like we got Tristan and Chris both sharing some things that they're faithful, and Rob sharing things that they're thankful for. Rob's family. I feel like family is a good theme here, and Tristan talking about that as well. Chris thankful for God and for family and Discord friends. Glad to have you around, Chris.
Alright, I think I will go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and block with Outsiders.
So you did find something else.
Did. I may draw X if blocking opponent has more cards in play than you, except Lost Souls. I may draw and enter X card instead. Unfortunately, X is only 1, as Jaden has only put down 1 good brigade, but I think I will attempt to use that to underdeck Magnifying Multitude and see if Jaden has the negate.
That's me in Special Initiative. So I do still have the Enunciation here. Negate. Use my Nativity hero, I can take a good dominant from deck or reserve. And then negate cards except good Nativity cards in battle. So I do have to be a little bit careful here because he does have a Dull Lost Soul. So if I use this search, he will get to trigger the Dull. But I think the way to get around, I think I am still going to search, and I'm just going to get the Son of God Rescue out of the way here. So he does get a Dull trigger before I get a chance to play it, so if you'd like to show me what you want to get. But if you choose not to, then I might not play it, so.
Right, yeah, I think I have to force the issue here, so we'll get a Dull trigger. And I think we'll just grab a Goliath's Curse.
Alright. So I have to decide whether that's something I'm particularly worried about. Not in this situation, I don't think, because it would be prevented by the Enunciation still. But the artifact side is kind of the similar thing to Madness, or you can underdeck it to underdeck a good card into territory, so you could take out my Storehouse or something like that. I think just for the sake of using it and kind of slowing Justin down a little bit, not letting him get too far ahead with card value, I'm going to play Son of God to negate and rescue the Dull Lost Soul. So that will shuffle Goliath's Curse back. Put me up to 2 here.
Two cards left in hand. Alright, I think I will initiative.
Yep. Yeah, I'm at 13, 16, not playing any more dominance.
I will go ahead and play in Crouch Choice.
Sure. Is evil, I take it?
No, I'm going to play it as good.
Ooh, fair enough.
I will get this good card out of my draw pile.
I guess the, yeah, I did realize that I missed my shield trigger on the Dull Lost Soul. I will get to trigger it on the Crowd's Choice there. I think I'm going to underdeck this Exiles. Keep that safe and sound.
Hey, chat, no helping him with his missed triggers, okay?
Hey, they didn't say anything. Alright, so Yeah, I take it you're following up with your dominant initiative here with 3 woes as evil.
Yep.
Negating the enunciation.
Yep, I'll play 3 woes as evil to negate enunciation, and then put Outsiders under deck ability back on.
So that shuffles Son of God back into my
He's so funny.
Not anymore.
He's so funny.
So because I've already played Son of God, because it's moved locations from my hand, then it does not get shuffled back into my deck. But because he negated my negate of Outsiders, then I'm back to being underdecked. I do have special initiative again here, which I will choose to forego, and Magnifying Multitude will be underdecked. To make him burn through some dominance there, so that was good. And I think that is where we're going to leave it. Go ahead.
Draw for turn. Got an Outcry Lost Soul. Alright, got some stars, deciding if you want to use them. I don't think so.
Jeremy saying my deck looks fun. It is kind of fun.
I'm just going to use 1 star via his name.
Alright, so you look at the bottom 6 and top deck a good card.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at these.
Conveniently not a search ability, so does not trigger shield.
Seems like a good one to top deck. I will top deck Gyrus.
Only a Jeshua, and you can just draw him right away.
What if I don't want to draw him right away?
Well, close.
What if I want a nice star ability right on top? Alright, I'll go to my upkeep. I will have...
Passing on your Outcry trigger then?
Yep.
You got, that's exchange with the Philistine one, right?
Yep. Yeah, we don't need that. With shield out. 3 woes will hit Storehouse.
Yep.
And my Storehouse will grab
one of these fancy...
Oh, apparently I'm not fancy enough for Jaden's live stream.
We're doing it live, so we gotta have all of all the fancy stuff. If you guys need some of these tokens, I should probably get some more of these. They're little icon indicators for dual icon cards. You should talk to the Jambi on Discord. He does the laser engraving for these, as well as these tokens here, so check him out for sure.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get a Flying Scroll as my OT enhancement.
That's a Storehouse.
A Storehouse, yep.
Okay. That is a search ability, so I'll trigger Sheol.
Sure.
Fizzle the token here.
Yep, the darn Sheol. Bulls, they be gone. I will leave Confusion of Mind active.
Yep. We'll choose not to discard.
Okay.
Rob's asking if you miss your 24 Elders. Just because you're playing a different style deck here, I guess.
Yeah, I'm missing something right now. Alright, nothing to rescue. Do I search just to... Since I'm not going to be punished.
Who knows, I might decide to underdeck some of your Lost Souls.
I mean, that might be a risk we're willing to take. Yeah, I actually am kind of inclined to do this now. I'll go ahead and make a battle challenge with Angel of the Winds.
Change with a human hero in deck. Cloud hero negative characters.
And
your poor Jairus right on top there, though.
Yeah, it had to be done.
Jeremy said he was thankful for the redemption community. I echo that. Definitely thankful.
Got 2 in hand.
2 in hand. So I'm thinking that like long term, what would be fun to do is getting some live stream drafts. Getting like 4 people here and trying to figure out a camera arrangement that would work for that. I feel like we could probably make things work. But getting a few other people over here to do some drafting, probably John and maybe some of the other guys from our Minnesota play group. I think that would be a good time, make for some good live stream content, or maybe even recorded, who knows.
Alright, I'm going to get Daniel, and I'm going to take a peek at your hand and see what those last 2 cards are.
Oh, it's they're fun ones.
Okie dokie then.
It's a little sad to miss this star ability last turn, or not miss, but not want to use because of Priest of Zeus. I think let's see, yeah, it's 6 draws, or 6 cards now that Priest of Zeus has stopped me from drawing, which is a little bit unfortunate. Got Star of Bethlehem and the Second Coming.
Yeah, would you like to accept the battle challenge?
If you weren't negating my rebellious Israelites, I probably would, but considering, I guess I could still just block and make you have something to play for value, but you would be getting rid of my Unity for Sheol, and if I don't draw another evil character and I do draw Lost Souls, then it's nice to kind of keep you off the searching. So I think I'm just going to pass in this case.
I have 7 in hand. I will pass the turn.
1, 2. There's a Lost Soul. 2. There's another one. Alright. I get my 3 cards. No star abilities. I guess I should have blocked with Rebellious Israelites. Made you get rid of them so I can trigger my darkness. But, so I don't get my darkness because I have an evil character in play. I got a humble Lost Soul. And let's see, we're now up to hey, Joe said he'd be in for the drafting, so I guess we'll have to have Joe over here at some point. So I have 5 cards in play now, and you have 6 cards. So Outsiders is currently not going to be an automatic block here. One that at least gets around, a value block without having to play anything. You do still have the scattered. You are negating my heroes, so that would work against the Strong Angel. You have that option. Yeah, I think that is the way to go. So even though Strong Angel is negated now, I'm still going to make a rescue attempt with the Strong Angel. 12-8, so pretty sizable numbers. Pretty much makes it so that Justin will have to choose to do something here. I wouldn't be able to just block without spending some resources, I guess.
Alright, I'll go ahead and block with Outsiders. I do not, or Jaden does not have play advantage, so I will just use the ability to draw 1.
Okay.
And I will request initiative.
That will be granted.
I'll play a Flying Scroll, reserve a hero in battle, and a good card from opponent's hand.
That's right. Suppose I should have remembered that you had that one. I do have the option to play something here. So it's special initiative. So because Strong Angel will be being removed, then I have special initiative before he gets to reserve something from my hand. I think that might be worth it, but I'm not sure here. Yeah, I think the idea here is I've got plenty of angels, so if we just keep on making just and use stuff, then that's gonna be in my best interest. So I'll play Army of the Lord, interrupts the battle. I can band up to 3 Angel Warriors. That one's a new Roots card. It's fun. So I'm just going to band to my 1 Servant Angel here, who is also prevented by Confusion of Mind, so I don't get to draw or search. And that does not deal with Flying Scroll, so Strong Angel is still going to be reserved, and Justin will get to reserve something good from my hand, which, as we know, I've got some good stuff in there, so it's a little unfortunate. We got a Reap the Whirlwind, Core of the Rebellious, those are in the new ones, and Star of Bethlehem, and Second Coming.
So obviously we're going to reserve the Second Coming.
Yep. And so now Justin knows I don't have anything else to back up my Servant Angel.
Can I read the core real quick?
Yep. So he really just needs numbers, and taking the opportunity to look at my defense options here, thinking ahead to the next turn. Hey, Rob M. How's it going? We got a lot of people hanging out for being Thanksgiving. Hopefully y'all are neglecting your time with family or anything. Maybe you're just like us, and it's still early. It's before the Thanksgiving meal for a lot of us. So, all right. So I'm now a 5/9 to your 4/4. So, still making Justin play at least one more thing here. Make him either burn the. I guess scattered wouldn't work because I don't have the right brigades for that. Making him have another enhancement here. Or some other trick up his sleeve.
Yep. That was actually gonna work. Probably was better off going with Lying Prophet since your storehouse was being negated, which would let me follow up with Scattered in case you had exactly interrupted band. But that's actually gonna be enough to get through.
Yeah, that and Lying Prophet would have had bigger numbers, so because I didn't have another angel to band in, you would have had the stalemate.
Yeah. I will surrender Darkness Soul.
Alright, so got another soul, but to a bit of a cost here. Jeremy, do I have any ways to get Second Coming out of reserve in here?
Hey, no helping.
I think there's at least one, but we'll have to get there. So I'm going to go ahead and pass the turn.
Right, we got Dreadlost Soul. No star abilities, I think.
Oh, that's a good point, Rob. Yeah, my angel would have worked because of Humble, because I think he had more cards in hand. But didn't actually end up mattering. Scattered, would have been tossed by Strong Angel, but we didn't go that route. I didn't really want to draw with Servant Angel anyway. Would have drawn 2, but it would have given him a Priest of Zeus trigger. At some point, that might have been worth it, but...
Right, I'm going to pass on this Dreadlost Soul to not fall into Sheol Trap. I will keep the 3 woes on Storehouse. I will not use my own Storehouse this time. And I will... Yeah, so I think, we'll keep Confusion of Mind active.
At a certain point, the Star of Bethlehem is getting less and less appealing. I don't think I really need to, because I am at a pretty big resource disadvantage, my Humble is could put in some work here, so I might hold off for at least one more turn here.
Okay. I'll put an artifact face down. We'll play down Deborah. And then as my territory class, I will play Teaching and Parables, negating rebellious Israelites, and reserving an evil card from your hand. I will reserve the Korah.
Korah, Reap the Whirlwind, and Star of Bethlehem.
And then that guy's not CBP, correct? Well, you do have Humble.
Yep. You get down to 2 cards in hand.
Watch me.
I'll be impressed.
Actually, can I just read him? I just want to see exactly.
You might just play the Star of Bethlehem for no effect then.
And I would not be able to instead that, which is interesting.
Well, out of the spirit of collaboration and lines of play, so typically, because Justin has Storehouse, he wouldn't be able to instead discard a good card from hand for Rebellious Israelites, so I could activate an OT Curse from reserve. But he does have Daniel, who negates Fortresses, who would negate his own Storehouse. So that's an option that you could take there.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking about going with Daniel anyway, so... yeah, but I guess I won't attempt to get down to 2 cards in hand, so...
I suppose I should have waited and let you do that first.
Yeah, yeah, let's go ahead with push with Daniel, negating my Storehouse and giving myself an out to the CBP Israelites.
Yeah, I think at this point I'd kind of just have to do something about that. Can't just be handing over freebies. So I'm going to block the Rebellious Israelites, give Justin the option to discard a good card from hand. If you do not, I can activate an OT Curse from reserve.
I reserve one from hand?
Discard.
Discard. Tough choice. Tough choice. Always one of these two. Which one do I need more? I think we will discard Zacchaeus.
Yep.
And then my initiative.
That it is.
We'll play a his name to withdraw you, and then reserve that Reap the Whirlwind from your hand.
Yep, I have special initiative, but Reap the Whirlwind does not negate. It's the only evil card in my hand. Of course, Star of Bethlehem as well. So Rebellious Israelites will be withdrawn. Reap the Whirlwind goes to reserve, along with the rest of my deck here. And I'll hand over the darkness. Ooh, I'm at 5. I won. Woo!
No.
Good game, everybody.
Call the judge. I am...
Oh, interesting. Okay, so yeah, Daniel would also negate shield now, because it is in play. Or it's not, it's because targeting
affects play and set
affects
aside.
play and set aside, I guess, yeah.
Love me, Daniel.
That's going to take a little bit of getting used to.
Yeah. So I'm at 5 cards in hand. I'm now wondering if I...
Also targetable by Priest of Zeus. Or wait, I guess we were deciding whether that was a thing or not. Down as territory include set aside then?
So I'm just deciding if I want to try and put some cards down to maybe make it harder for Jaden's Humble to activate, since I do have Confusion of Mind active, as negating his heroes. Jaden knows about this Lying Prophet, so I'm going to put that down. And he also knows about this Philistine Armor Bearer. So, normally you generally want to keep characters in your hand. They're the safest there. But I kind of can see from Jaden's deck, he's not really playing a deck that's going to destroy my territory, like a territory control deck. So I feel okay putting down a couple of evil characters. And then I will pass with 3 cards in hand.
I think it's not a territory control deck.
No.
You'll be surprised.
Well, if he can control my territory with 4 cards in hand, then I'll be impressed.
That was an interesting draw for sure. Alright, so upkeep, let's see, there's no star abilities. Upkeep, my storehouse is negated, so no trigger there. I guess, I mean, you are playing green, but I know you also have gold, so I might as well put the Humble into my Patmos here. Limit your options at least somewhat. That was, I mean, so you've got 3 cards in hand. I don't think I can get down to 2 reasonably. At this point, I wouldn't really mind drawing with Servant Angel, but it'd only be a draw 1, so it would kind of trade value here, resource number. So I think we just attack with the Servant Angel and see what happens here.
You've not searched or drawn.
I'm tapping on my tablet there.
Alright, so Jaden knows I have scattered. Obviously, I don't think he's bluffing, so probably got a battle winner of some kind. If I try to block with Lying Prophet. Currently, he got initiative against all of my dudes. So I think he's got shield and only 1 soul, but I don't think I want to let him get to 4. I know Second Coming's in reserve. We might just have to. Fortunately.
Are you running Goliath in this version?
What's that?
Are you running Goliath in
No.
this? Okay.
No. Yeah, otherwise that'd be a pretty good play. Probably. He drew exactly hero battle winner. Yeah, it's going to be unfortunate that I'm probably not going to be able to now rescue on my turn. So I think. Well. I just have Angel as well. Yeah, I think we're going to go this way. Gonna block with Abimelech and play a Genesis Philistine from deck.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll play the Herdsman. And then Herdsman is going to band to Armor Bearer. I will take a black weapon, which will be Philistine Chariots. And then I will exchange Armor Bearer with King Akish. Sheesh. And then he will take an evil OT card from reserve, and I'll just grab this Armor Bearer back.
Yep. So, plenty of search abilities. We'll trigger the shield. Just do that once. Leave your Lost Souls out there. Seem like they're doing alright. So I do have a couple of options here. Do you want to figure out what is all I have in reserve here is good options. Since I know we got a negate, then that's going to make things difficult for sure. So I think got one play here that I think is going to be the best option for me. So I'm going to play a good crowd's choice. I'm going to go to reserve. I'm going to take a little bit of a risk here, not going for the second coming. I'm going to grab the coming prince. Actually, no. Never mind, that doesn't work. Yeah, that doesn't work the way I wanted to. So I was thinking I could get the coming prince to negate Abimelech, but because the banding, or he banded to armor bearer and then exchanged, then Abimelech didn't band to Achish, so the band would not be undone there. Achish would stay in battle. So with that, I think, yeah, just grab the second coming, and I regrettably have to let Servant Angel go. I think because Justin is doing a lot of hand manipulation stuff, my best option here is just to grab the second coming, or to play the second coming and get my Son of God back. You do have 2 Lost Souls left in your deck that would both probably be more valuable to wait for Son of God, but I just don't think it's worth the risk. I'm just going to play Son of God to take the Dread Lost Soul. Puts me at 4, playing both of the big 2. And I will pass the turn.
Okay. Draw for turn. 2, 3. No star abilities there. 3 woes will stay on Storehouse since it's the only target. Since there's no souls for him to shield, I will go ahead and use my Storehouse. Get a...
Technically, you could target Patmos.
And
3 woes.
Only one useful target.
Okay, alright, fair enough.
I'll get this Moshi, which in a lot of cases would be really good right now, but with an active shield, unfortunate. Let's see.
Attack with Daniel. Maybe I'll block, then you can play it in battle.
Ooh. Maybe he won't see the line there. Now, do I leave Confusion of Mind up? Probably. I'm not attacking. I want to try and limit Jaden's options on his attack, so I'll leave that active.
I think at this point I can give up on the Star of Bethlehem being useful, so I'm going to go and discard it to instead, or to discard Confusion of Mind.
Okay. Alright,
open up my options a little bit.
Get 2 in hand. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna just play a Cloud Moses, and Mostly doing this so that any lost souls Jaden draws don't get him any extra value. And also keeps him from using something like angelic guidance to potentially, find something that can get him back into more resources. So it was unfortunate that we had to search last turn and trigger the shield, but I'm gonna try and play the long game here. And with that, I will pass with 7 in hand.
Try 3. No star abilities.
Did we find out if Priest of Zeus can hit shield? Does anybody answer that one yet?
I believe the answer was no.
Sure.
John said it is, and then no. So I think, let's see, we added set aside to the default targeting location for a bunch of abilities, including negate and yes, discard. But it's not in territory, so it's just adding set aside to. Yeah. I will go ahead and put down a very sad 12 gates. Do not control anywhere close to 12 angels.
Might have to woes that one, guys.
Hey, it's it would be pretty good if it were on. You're talking about my lack of territory disruption. There it is, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anything useful I can do here. Fortunately, I had avoided drawing a lost soul. So I think we're just kind of in a little what do you call it? A Standoff. Yeah, here we go. That's the one.
Stalemate.
So yeah, I'm just gonna pass the turn here.
Drawing 3. A humble soul. Alright, do have a star. Your hand is not protected, so I'll use Emmaus Road. Look at your hand.
You did correctly suss out the Angel of the Lord that I had, so I drew Crowd's Choice and Angel of the Lord, so if Justin hadn't been able to ban there, then I would have been able to play Angel of the Lord, play Crowd's Choice into Second Coming. The line that I was hoping for.
Pro plays, baby.
Yeah, line that I was hoping for with Coming Prince, if I could negate Abimelech to negate the band, and then play Angel of the Lord, and then Coming Prince could top deck the Annunciation, which could eventually, hopefully, get Second Coming back out of reserve for me. But so all I have for defense here is Korra's Rebellion, which would be pretty good. You got some nice evil characters for me over there. We'll see if I get a chance to play it.
Let's see.
Something tells me to let you know about it. Might not be as inclined to let me do that.
I will activate.
Wait, they're saying yes, it can. Is that a response to Priest of Zeus? You got to be clear about what you're talking about.
So Priest of Zeus says discard a card in their territory, not just discard a card of opponent's control.
Right.
So the question basically is set aside area now considered part of the territory? While you guys argue that, I'm going to activate 20 shekels. I'm going to bounce my Moses for a moment, and then reveal Jaden's hand.
Yep.
And we'll go ahead and play the Angel of Might. And Second Seal is like the old Second Seal, right?
Yep.
Pretty much banding, bringing everybody in.
Yeah, the good side is banned, the evil side is add to battle. I don't think that, because I guess ban doesn't do that. I don't know if the old one is errata.
Okay.
Rob said that it can hit shield. Now John's saying that it can't. I think because he read the ability that says in their territory. We're never going to get a firm answer.
We got a fierce debate going on in chat. And this deal is just the worst. Rebellion's an interrupt too, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Also the worst.
Alright, we've got consensus now, looks like. No shield targeting for Priest of Zeus.
That makes some amount of sense. Boy, this is super awkward. So, Alright guys, decision time here. I have this Moshi that Jaden knows about, which I could play. Question is, does he have a non-brown evil character in his draw pile that I could pull out, thus stopping the unity?
Oh, that's interesting.
I mean,
a little bit of a gamble.
I feel like there's no reason for him not to be playing Deceiver. Kind of a gamble to give someone Deceiver to begin with. I don't know exactly how I feel about that. But you know what? We are going to give it a shot.
The gambler.
I will play the Moshi.
So you can play a Lost Soul and an evil character from my deck.
Probably not grabbing Humble. Probably not that one. Hey, look what we found. It's a Deceiver. Are there any other better options for me? Nope. So that one's coming out, and then probably just grabbing Hopper.
So yeah, the fully risk-averse play, I guess, would have been if you thought you had another turn, you could wait, and then 20 shekels, my Rebellious Israelites. But you did have to do Bounce Moses and Rebellious Israelites in order to. I suppose that's assuming that I have another character to play, because if I only have Rebellious Israelites, then you do have to play it with 20 shekels.
Yeah. Alright, we'll pull out the Hopper. Jaden Shuffle. Alright, now we gotta try to rescue this thing.
In case you missed it, so now that Justin played the Deceiver, which is orange, I no longer have Unity for Shield. So even though it was triggered when he searched, I still can't fulfill the effect. I have to have Unity in at both ends of the Shield fulfillment, I guess, the trigger and the execution.
Alright, and that's a 12-11.
Yes.
Alright, so I think this is how we have to go. And this is a good point in how powerful something like a hand look abilities can be. Knowing what my opponent has, and obviously I don't know what he can pull with Deceiver, but I know all he has in hand is the Chorus Rebellion, which is an interrupt and band. I need to try and find a way around that. So what I think I will do is make a rescue attempt with Angel of the Winds and exchange to my draw pile. And well, that's a pretty good choice there too. You might have just found a different option that I think I like even better.
Elijah.
So actually, my play was going to be getting to Elijah, but I have this Jephthah's daughter as well.
Yes.
And look at Jaden, just so happens to have 2 evil characters in his territory and none in hand. And this might solve our shield problem. The downside would be
Son of God off the top.
if I had not drawn Son of God yet or Second Coming. Jaden doesn't know if I've drawn them or not, so they could be in my deck, they could be in my hand. So we'll do that. Wouldn't be the first time, probably won't be the last time.
Yeah, right there. That feels like the winner.
We'll banish the daughter and add Mr. Jephthah. And drum roll off the top. Ooh, well, that's
kind of representative of a Son of God or Second Coming.
Also a card I would have liked to get the star ability from.
That's fair. I assume you're choosing these 2 evil characters.
I will choose those 2 evil characters.
Discarding these 2. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yep. I will give up the Hopper.
Hopper is rescued. It is now 4-3.
So if Justin does have Son of God and Second Coming, then I just need to draw a couple Lost Souls for him.
And I think, kind of the same as last time, I will replay Moses to try and limit Jaden's potential for generating value through territory class or Lost Souls. Obviously, I know he still has Humble back in his deck, but he has things like Exiles and stuff that could potentially gain him cards. So I will pass with 8 in hand.
So just a note for Jeremy, take the Deceiver out of the deck. It's really bad. It doesn't work well. Alright. Around my 3. No star abilities there. Alright, is this Angel of Might gonna... Might he be able to get it done?
Second Seal doesn't seem to be in your favor right now.
At the moment, not so much.
I don't think you'd be doing a lot of partying with... I mean, I'd be the one doing the partying. We'd have a Philistine party.
Philistine party.
And Lion Prophet can come along for...
And some random Greek guy.
Oh, that's right, and a Greek. Well, if you did pull Priest of Zeus into battle, he would then be prevented when he went back. So
that's true. It's not a bad point.
Seems worth it.
Alright, I think I'm going to go straight to battle here.
Okie doke.
I will attempt to rescue with the Heavenly Host. I'm going to go straight into battle with him because he would be negated in territory by Moses, but because he goes straight into battle, he triggers his ability, which is working to, and because Confusion of Mind is gone, so I can create a Heavenly Host token. We're officially a quarter of the way there with 12 gates. Making moves, making progress.
Alright, still no searching, no drawing.
I'm really not giving you much herdsman fuel here in this game.
Yeah, so a bit interesting thing about this deck is it kind of tries to do both limiting drawing with Priest of Zeus and then punishing drawing of herdsman. Obviously, I had the opportunity to go turn 1 Priest of Zeus, which is, obviously disincentivize Jaden to draw, which then doesn't turn on herdsman. But I still feel like it's kind of worked because pretty much all game Jaden's had 6 or fewer cards in hand, so he has not been able to draw extra cards, and I think that just favors my deck in the long run. So, but there is a bit of tension there, to be sure.
I think I'm at a point now where I would gladly take those draws that I missed, sacrificing some of my territory stuff. The upside, I guess, of the limited drawing is that it does mean I'm not generating as many Lost Souls for for Justin here, so I kind of have him in a little bit of a tricky situation. I guess if you're running draw counters, you gotta make sure you've got plenty of soul gen, which we've seen a few of Justin's elements here with Moshi, and Amazing Faith is another one there.
Alright, so no, Jade still has Angel, so need to try and band. Have a couple options for that. Or I can try to draw into something else.
If you just block with King Akish, I might just play second seal, then you can ban that way.
Ooh.
Block with him alone.
Just throwing that out there, yeah.
Yeah. It's a possibility. It's a known entity. You know?
Known information.
Make sure you have all your options open here.
Wouldn't wanna miss that line of play. Yeah, I think we're gonna take this opportunity with Shield down or not active to go Deceiver. And double check here. Yep. We'll go Malachite Slave into a Damsel. Reveal your hand.
Alright. A bit of a risky play there. What you got up your sleeve? Probably some add to battle shenanigans.
Alright, so one good brigade for Damsel. You couldn't have like one of the seals, huh? Like one of the seals that are multiple colors, or Bowls of Wrath.
I think this. Oh yeah, the seals are. Yeah. Or is it the? I think the seals are the monocolor ones, right? The Bowls of Wrath.
Oh right, yeah, they have the multiple evil sides. That's right. The new seals. So unfortunately, just a draw one off Damsel, but it's still getting a little bit of card advantage.
More than me, that's for sure.
Alright, draw a singular card. Alright, my initiative.
I've got a couple options here. I have to adjust a new Eyed Angel of the Lord, so I have to assume he has some kind of add to battle based on the defense. You know, it could be like the Murderous Command or Warrior Overtaken. Add the Philistine to battle. I think best option here is to, because I know he has Scattered still. I think if I get a Philistine in battle, someone that he might not be able to play Scattered on, then I can play Angel of the Lord here on Damsel.
Dominant initiative?
Yep.
I have the Falling Away.
I guess that works too.
Underdeck Heavenly Host. On my deck, obviously, I've got some choose the blocker options, but Jaden is playing Mono Angels, it appears, so converting a hero to then choose doesn't seem like it's going to happen, so I'm happy to get the Falling Away as a block there.
Yep, fair enough. Alright, I'll pass.
Draw, turn.
Not looking good for the home team here.
So this is something I was afraid might happen. I do negate my own Lawless as a way to generate a soul. Because Jaden has a soul already, I'm not as disappointed, but I was thinking about that with Moses, that he might also stop some of my soul gen options. So draw 3, no stars. Lawless, again, prevented by Moses. I think we'll just keep the woes on Storehouse. Just keep Jaden from getting extra cards that way. I will use.
Also keeps your soul gen options open. If my deck not being protected, so
Yep.
We already Amazing Faith is gone, but other effects like that.
Storehouse is actually not going to take anything there.
Wow, running out of storehouse targets.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Must be. I will go ahead and bounce the Moses with 20 shekels. We get Jaden's hand again. We know he has
3 woes, second seal, everlasting beings, and Korra's rebellion. Notably, no evil characters.
No evil character.
I do have this Amalekite slave in territory.
It's
lost soul. It's captured one. Okay.
So, with Moses being up, I think let's go ahead and use territory class Emmaus Road. And take a good star card.
Needed that 3 woes last turn against that Jeff, though. But I guess you knew my hand, so you would have.
I'm gonna get this delivered, and we will shuffle the Emmaus Road. Alright, so we know Jaden does not have any blockers, so oh, yep, this is what we this is the reason we put this guy in. This is kind of a new addition to the deck. I will rescue with Bartimaeus, reserve the top card of a deck, which will be Jaden's. I will reveal a good dominant from hand. Oh, look at that.
Unfortunately, Moses is up, so it would work, but Storehouse is protecting Justin's deck.
Alright, and then I will reveal a good dominant from hand, take a good gold gospel enhancement from discard pile. I will grab this amazing faith.
Seems good. So Barnabas cannot be negated, so I don't have anything to do with 3 woes. I also not sure if negating Barnabas' reserve would actually put the lost soul back, because it
Bartimaeus, excuse me.
Or Bartimaeus, yeah. Barnabas kind of does the same thing. Gets a lost soul out. Yeah, I'm not positive on that, but it's not a factor here. So I think. Well, I don't really have to think here. The only really option to think about is which lost soul I hand over here. If it even matters, he either needs to have Son of God or Second Coming in this case to be able to win. But I guess if Sheol does turn back on at some point, then underdecking his Amalekite Slave is less likely to put. It doesn't put a lost soul back into my deck. So I think Covet is the way to go here.
Alright, I do not have either of them, as it were. So I will get down to hand size. I think we'll again go with Moses. Same reasons as before. I'm going to put down Jairus' daughter. And put down this armor bearer that is known. And pass with 8.
Alright, well, it all comes down to this turn, pretty much, I think. 3 cards, no lost souls, no star abilities. Um. hmm. So yeah, I can't do anything in territory or territory class wise here because of Moses. So I think that means that my best bet is just to go right into battle here. I think I'm looking like initiative is going to be better for me here, so I think I'm just going to attack with the Heavenly Host. Angel of Might, the X is only 1 over my Revelation Angels, so it negates evil characters with toughness 1 or less, which isn't really going to do me any favors here. So I'm going to attack with the Heavenly Host, and it's a 1-9. What you got?
I know you have Second Seal and Everlasting Beans.
Everlasting Beans. Wait, beans.
And all the beans. Take a peek at your discard pile.
Absolutely. I have at least 1 angel in there.
You got a Servant Angel.
Maybe I'll draw. Get a Priest of Zeus trigger.
Ooh. I think I will. I'm gonna go. It's not a prophet, is it?
No.
Alright. Lying Prophet, reveal your hand, let's see what we're up against.
This guy's a prophet.
Ooh, I could discard him, couldn't I?
Good. Actually, no, 12 gates of protecting him, so.
Oh, man.
So I guess you can reveal my hand.
Sure.
I did find a few more angels. You got the Expatriator, Angel of the Harvest, Angelic Guidance. A little sad that Moses paid off there. Everlasting Beans, Second Seal, Kor's Rebellion, and 3 Woes.
Alright, so I get the good old draw 1. He can band, he can search. And yeah. Alright. So draw a singular card. And I will, well, I guess it's your
Initiative?
yeah.
Alright. So I've got a couple interesting options here. I could go for Angelic Guidance, search for something in deck to help me out here. That would pass initiative though, because it is stalemate. So I think I'm better off just going straight to the Everlasting Beings. So I will go ahead and play that. Resurrect all of my angels, which is just the 1 Servant Angel. And then I can band to any number of angels. I will choose to band to 1, 2, 3. So I will be negating evil characters of toughness 2 or less. So I guess if your Abimelech comes in, I will get to draw 2 with Servant Angel. And at this point, stuff in territory is mostly expendable. So I'm going to take the draw here. 2, I got a Prosperity Lost Soul and a Blind Lost Soul. Both of these are negated by Moses, unfortunately. And then Expatriator, I can negate an opponent's evil card in play or set aside area. So I have a couple options. I could negate the draw 1 on Lying Prophet. Or I could also negate something in Jessen's territory to stop him if he does have an add to battle effect, something that he can band with. I think that negating Herdsman is probably the way to go, since I'd want to stop him from drawing. And then I can band to the Angel of the Harvest with the Expatriator and create a Lost Soul token in your Land of Bondage. And I can look at my top 2 cards, take up to 1 and underdeck the rest. So I will take a Wandering Israelites, underdeck this. Um, and this is where I'm realizing that Justin still has Scattered in his hand, and yep, I'm regretting everything. So we'll pass initiative to you.
Oh, there it is. That beautiful little Scattered promo.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, definitely should have let off with Angelic Guidance. Searched for um, something like a negate. Would have been helpful here, assuming that Justin didn't have a way to negate Angelic Guidance. Either a negate or I suppose a removal ability, because he could have just passed and stalemate there. Yeah, I don't have a way to stop that, and no chamber, unfortunately. So
That turn one that I didn't waste the Scattered.
came in handy.
We knew it was going to come around at some point.
Well, I did find at least that Wandering Israelites you know about.
Are they CVP?
It is not. It is, however, an evil character that would turn on my shield unity, so I have some deciding to do here. I don't think Justin's really using that many search abilities at this point. I guess he would have to search with Second Coming and Amazing Faith if he gets to use that. So yeah, I suppose putting down some characters would be in my best interest here. And actually, because of the 20 shekels as well, I'm going to put down this Evil Blood Avenger, because otherwise Justin could reveal my hand and play Blood Avenger as good, but I want the option to be able to block with it as evil. So with that, I will pass the turn. Normally Blood Avenger is a good surprise blocker, but...
Well, we're going to get there with a draw steps on a god.
There you go.
One card away from the Lying Prophet, so his mono-color offense did keep him from me getting that. I drew one card with Lying Prophet, and then Son of God was the next card. So
yeah, there it is.
GG.
Which one do you want?
Oh, let's get that Amalekite Slave.
Fair enough.
He was.
We'll make it official.
Make it official. There we go.
All right. Well, that was quite the game.
Yeah, it was a really good game.
We didn't even choreograph that. It just happened naturally. I think the fact that I was slowed down quite a bit really hampered me, but then drawing the dominance that I did, I mean, I guess I had to search for Son of God, but getting to Crowd's Choice, Second Coming, and Angel of the Lord, drawing into those naturally, definitely helped. I think the one thing that I maybe would have done differently, I should have played that the Servant Angel attack a little differently, where I use Crowd's Choice to just get a battle winner of some sort, to take out one evil character, and then Angel of the Lord to hit the other. Unfortunately, in Reserve, none of the battle winners would have been a single target removal. Like, the only thing I could have done was Faith Unbowed, which you would have had Special Initiative to negate. And so if I had gone to deck, I might have had an option, but a lot of this is just banding and negates. The way that Jeremy has the deck built, it's a very, very solid, for sure. The way the offense is meant to work isn't necessarily to win with battle winners and spot removal, but just to band in big numbers of angels and limit your opponent's options with Michael and stuff. Another option that I guess I didn't even think about is I could have gone to 40 years and tried to kind of reset the game a little bit, and since I was in the lead and you were waiting on Son of God and Second Coming, I could have tried to slow you down by getting 40 years out sooner. It just would have left me with having to figure out a different way to get Second Coming from my reserve, or get rescues without it, which would have been fairly limited as far as my options go, since I'd already used the Annunciation.
Yeah, and I think just kind of thinking about the deck style where it's banding, my defense is actually pretty well suited for that kind of rescuing.
And scattered.
Yes.
You're running abandonment, I
Yes.
assume. Yeah.
Scattered sheep, and abandonment.
Okay.
So all three, obviously defeat all.
Yeah, that's where Strong Angel and Michael need to do some of the heavy lifting with this offense.
Yep.
But wasn't able to capitalize on either of those very much.
Yeah. So I also did have the warrior overtaken for that.
Okay. Yep.
So yeah, that one covered.
Let's see. I think that's it for my research. Yeah. I really didn't get to show off too much of the. I mean, I think both of our deck styles were a little bit. Like yours is kind of meant to be a little bit slower and control-y, and the control aspects definitely slowed me down. And I think just overall you were able to generate more value. I think maybe I should have taken a few of those draws early on with Magnifying Multitude. Maybe on the first turn. I think on the first turn I was just worried about you taking out my storehouse with the drawing there, and that was stopping you from getting value with Lying Prophet.
Yeah.
So it was.
Yeah, I think your storehouse is. I mean, as you can see, like I kept 3 woes on storehouse the entire game. This deck does like to target the hand quite a bit to generate the value with like Lying Prophet and Damsel, and that's really kind of one of the things where I try to find my kind of drawing and speed is through the that kind of hand look and draw type abilities. So
Right. Yeah, just kind of knowing what I have and being able to limit what I do, which it's interesting that I think what my goal was to limit your Lying Prophet, which I only knew because I looked at your hand. And I think if I hadn't looked at your hand, then I could have just not put down anything, attack with Magnifying Multitude, get the draw 2 with no Priest of Zeus targets out. And maybe that would have been better because I think you would have only gotten... I think you would have gotten 2 with Lying Prophet because I had the Enunciation at that point. But I think getting a little bit of momentum there would have been helpful against the early Priest of Zeus there, and then I could have dropped Storehouse and Patmos, and I discard phase. I mean, Patmos I still could have played, just because I don't really care if that gets discarded after the use. So, all right, that is where we're gonna call it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this style of live stream or the style of video. It's probably something that we'll try to do more often, especially because it's a little easier for the two of us to coordinate timing and playing games, and playing with paper cards is just, it's miles above playing on Lackey. Like, I like Lackey. It's great for what it is, and it allows us to play online with people that we don't normally get to play with in person, which is awesome. But there's just nothing that beats the physical playing cards together. So with that said, Justin and I, as well as at least one or two, or a few, I think, other people from Minnesota are planning to go out to the to Jay's tournament out in Michigan. So that should be a good time. It's on December 2nd. If you check out the Discord for information on that. It is the Thomas J. Chambers Memorial Tournament. So it's going to be a good time of fellowship and just really being in community. I think we're going to have a pretty decent turnout from what I've been hearing from other people who are planning to come. So that'll be pretty sweet. Hope to see you guys there if you're able to make it. Otherwise, have a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll catch you all next time.
See you guys later.
Peace. Now I gotta go end the stream, but that's I have to walk over here to do it, so it's a little awkward that you guys are still on it. But all right.
Awkward.